Good morning, everyone. Hey guys, so let's see what we have today. UJ finally broke down. Yeah, Ricardo, I'm gonna take UJ. But it needs to come a bit higher. Now, really took a lot until he broke this. Until he broke this support or this consolidation box. There was so many price, but finally we have a break. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna enter in a 5 pips range. I'm gonna enter in a 5 pips range just because we might not have that perfect retest. So just in case, I'm gonna enter from the wicks. Even though here we can have a small entry because we touch the wicks and then we can continue down, but I think I'm gonna wait at least at 3:30. The first position. Stop loss is going to be above the breakout candle. And I can see this continue all the way down here. Clean traffic. Even though we have here a minor zone. So first take profit can be around here, which is around 30 pip range. Then we can have a small break and retest of this minor zone that's coming. Something like this. But first needs to come a bit higher here, because we have this range here that also can be tested before going down. Let's see. There's another 15 minutes until the candle close on the 1 hour. So I mean, this 1 hour, as you can see, it touched the wick here, the 1 hour wick. Not really, but almost. So we might have the rejection here too, from here, but not gonna enter too early, then regret, so I'm gonna wait. Maybe the next 1 hour, if this doesn't already go down, can come another time, make a retest here, then we can enter some sells to continue down. But let's see. Gonna wait here for a deeper retest. First entry is gonna be in how many pips we have here? Yeah, around 7 pips range. Gonna enter half, and then if it comes higher, gonna enter another half. Thoughts on Geo? Looks like it's gonna be 1 hour break if closes where it's now. Geo, let's take a look at Geo. Yesterday I was waiting for a retest after this breakout here, but it didn't happen. So we missed all this move to the upside. Now let's clean this chart, and you're saying we're having a break if it closes like this. So I guess you're talking about this zone right here. Now the thing is, if price comes lower here and touch support before closing, before the candle close, if we touch support then come up for retest, then it's going to be risky. So I think about GBP USD, or we're also, this is also a 4-hour zone, so it's a 1 hour and 4-hour zone. I think the best for me would be to stay away from GU. Take a look at daily. So daily, from what I can see, can come at least to this support, this daily support, maybe to make a retest and then continue, even though we got rejected from resistance on the daily. So we're kind of between two zones here. And I don't know, maybe we can sculpt this, but look, I wouldn't be comfortable taking sells here. You know, GBP is still bullish. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I would feel comfortable taking some UJ sells. I just hope it doesn't go without us. Okay, LT is saying, was the UJ 4-hour bearish retest valid to you during aging? And would the session time affect your decision into taking that trade? Usually I don't trade agent session, but doesn't really matter when the breakout happened. I mean, there can be a bad time taking a trade, but anyway, I've seen a lot of time that no matter the time, the setup is gonna play out. The EJ trade that I posted a day ago was very late, you know, just I think 2 or 3 hours before Asian. That is a time that I rarely take a trade, but it played out perfectly. I was about to take this EJ trade, but I guess I just missed it. It was perfect, just like the previous EJ setup. So what happened here is that we had this breakout candle, and then we came for a retest here. What happened here is that we got some few rejections, and then this candle closed bullish, made a small retrace here to continue and fill this range. So our entry would be right around here with a stop loss below this support. So this is a kind of a trade when we miss the retest, and then after missing the retest we look for a way to enter. So this is a way to enter after missing the retest, because basically our trade would be around here our entry with a 20 pip stop loss. But if we already miss the retest, then we can look out for an entry which can be something like this, and which was here the same one. As you can see, we had a break and retest here. Now this was the breakout candle, then came for retest. We had few rejections here, and I didn't see the retest while it was happening. So when I came, this candle closed bullish. So what I did was I just waited for a small retrace to enter, which most of the time happens before continuation, and then I entered right around here with a stop loss just below the support. So support was already retested and closed bullish, which was more just one more confirmation for us that price is going to continue up. Made a small retrace when it gives you the chance to get in, and then all the way up filled this range. So the same thing happened here also. You see, the same thing just repeats itself. Market does the same thing over and over again. You just have to be able to read the charts. UJ is still there. Now if UJ comes back up again to the last high here, so if the next hour pushes up a bit, I'm gonna take the trade, even if it comes only at this point here. If it makes a wick fill here, then I'm gonna take some sells here, half of it. Since this is the breakout candle, stop loss can be right above here, not here. This stop loss was based on the 4-hour, so even though it's not even 20 pips, but on UJ there's no need for 20 pips sometimes. What's your support level on 4-hour UJ? My 4-hour support on UJ is 107.400, and the next is 107.04. The reason why my support is here at this price 107.040, because you go back and you can see the zone here. See how all these candles closed below or above the same levels. So the same thing I would expect here too. It's not too far that happened. Also, you can see a few rejections here. So just based on rejections, you can see where my support is. So it's the same. If we get rejected from here, the next zone is this one, where we can have a small break and retest to continue down to the next zone here. Curtis, hello. Thanks for joining me. How far do you go back? Not too far. Honestly, not too far, because usually price creates new zones, and I think you have to focus more on the recent zones, because that's what's happening now. But do previous zones can affect your trades? Maybe. So the best would be if they all match with each other. If they all match with each other, it would be the best. So, for example, how far I would go would be something like this. I wouldn't go more far than this, because this is what's happening lately. So if we go too far, there's no need. It's too far. I don't think there's need to go this far before when you take a trade here. No need. I look left here just to see where my next zone will be, or where my next take profit is going to be. Do you set alerts when you want the price to retest, so you don't have to stare at the charts all day? Yeah, that's one way to trade the break and retest. To use alerts, because not everyone can stare at the charts all the day. So manually it's way better, because you are more in, you know more what's happening, because when you set pendings, for example, and leave them, something can happen during that time. You can have news or something like that, and when the retest comes, it can go all the way through your pendings. So it's better to be there when the retest happens. But can you use pendings? Or of course you can use. That's what pendings are. If you're not in front of the chart, you can use pendings. Greetings from Mexico. Very nice. Welcome, Mexico. Trading is a great thing, you know. We have people from all over the world, so that's pretty nice. Was the EU break valid to you? I don't know. I haven't seen EU, but we can take a look at EU. Okay. So guys, LT, if you are asking for a chart or something, just send a chart. Send a chart, and so I can review that, because I can't be that I can't know what you're talking about without a chart. I don't know which zone are you referring, so it's better if you send a chart. Mohammed, I am great, thank you. Yeah. Pending orders or alerts, yeah, you can use alerts. I use alerts too. See, we have alerts here. You set an alert where price wants you to retest. So when price comes there, you get an alert. Good thing for alerts. So if you guys want to share a chart, you have to copy this code here. You see this code, guys? This code, share it, and you need to have your trading view public so I can watch it. Yeah, GU broke below this zone. Now we have another zone below here. So we're somehow between two zones. And I don't know, let's see. The 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour closed pretty strong. If we get a retest at the last broken zone, what we can see maybe something like this and come then again to this zone here. We'll see. Let me take a look at the daily again. See, the daily has a bit more room to come lower. I mean, a 20 pip stop, a 20 pip target would be acceptable here. We can have a push around here. So when it comes here, then maybe you can see continuation to the upside based on the daily, but I mean we're like stuck between these two zones. Okay, GU is coming very fast. Let's see. Looks like UJ is gonna continue without us. Like the retest was already done here. I wanted a bit higher, but didn't come, so guess we're gonna see this continue all the way down. I would be pretty pissed because I waited for a long time for this to break. See, GU. I don't know. I'm not that comfortable taking G. No, it just is that you can see here where it got rejected. We have also rejection here. And we have also these wicks here that got rejected. It's a bit tricky. I can say it's a bit tricky here. Also, let me check if we had any news. You. VP. Yeah, there. No news. Nothing too risky. So I don't know. I'm just thinking, what should I do here? $6 minutes and already we have 20 pips rejection. Not a good sign. Okay, so I want to take this. I'm only going to use a 10 pip stop loss. Something like this. Still thinking if I should take this or not. I don't think I'm going to take GU. Would my analysis on gold be good? I don't know, man. Send the chart. Came back too fast. I don't know. I don't trust this. I don't like it when we are like between zones. I just don't feel comfortable taking this. Let's hope we get a retest on UJ. I don't want to miss this. I would be pretty pissed about this. Can go very easy to fill the range to the downside. Curtis, you have to send the chart again because I don't see anywhere. Let's see. If UJ pushes up a bit again, I might take it even around here. Even in a 10 pip range, it's still not that bad, but the best would be to come higher. If it would fill this wick again, I would take it without hesitation. Let's see, we have plenty of time, so this can play out later too. We might have some consolidation. Might have some consolidation here. Or going up, so yeah, a lot can happen. Yeah, let me see these charts. Yeah, so this chart on Euro USD, is it valid? I don't know if it's valid here. Thing is, I wouldn't be that comfortable taking this trade here. The break is very weak, you know, and we only have two rejections the previous candles. So on the left, there's basically nothing. Wouldn't be a I wouldn't prefer to take a trade on this kind of situation. But a good break is when you have at least 20 pips breakout. So when you have like 2-3 pips close above or below a support or resistance, it's not that safe, or it's not that uh, secure to you're not comfortable taking that trade. Okay, so gold. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Maybe gold gonna continue up. Looks like we broke the zone here on gold. Yeah, let me take a look on gold. Really looks very nice. Continue on. I don't know. I haven't traded gold in months. Can't remember the last time I took a trade on gold. But I can lie, this is a good setup. Let me see if I would want to take this, how many pips I would have to use. Because 20 pips on gold is not, it's not enough usually. Especially gold's making like some crazy moves lately. So look at all these wicks. You know, these are not, these are not usual wicks that can be there. So this can just push, make a big wick here, then go all the way up. See, it moves in a strange way. And if you want to take it, there has to be like a big stop loss there. For example, what we usually want is a stop loss where the breakout candle is, and In that case here would be 50 pips, and that's a lot. But if I would want to take this based on my rules with a 20 pip stop loss, the stop loss would be around here. And on gold, I don't think you can use this small stop loss on gold. That's why I said it's risky to trade gold. Not gonna trade gold for now. Or maybe never, who knows. Thing is too volatile. Gold is too volatile, I can't trust it. EuroCAD was perfect 4 hour. GN was perfect. Man, we missed some good setups. Look what I did miss here. I literally draw my longs here, and then I forgot to take this. It was a textbook setup here. Take a look at EuroCAD. EuroCAD is deleted from my list. Just made too many takeouts and everything. Okay, so EuroCAD came back up again. Looks like we broke this big consolidation here. Yeah, so it was a small break and retest here. Also here, I can see. Good thing that it respected all these levels, because look at the mass here. We got faked one time here. Even though after, when it closed all the way below, then the retest was respected. EuroCAD can be very volatile sometimes. It's not that easy to trade EuroCAD. UJ is the easiest pair to trade. Looks like GU is rejecting. Maybe it's gonna make us regret that we didn't take it. Great day from Indonesia. Hey, welcome. What was your strategy to do 200 to 12K? It's incredible. Only break and retest. Yeah, that 20 to 12K wasn't by using strict risk management, of course. I used more risk on that. I used 20-30% risk on every trade, because in that small time that I did it in 1 week or so, you can't grow that account that much in just a few with only 1% risk. You know, you need bigger risk when you want to flip the account that much. So it wasn't by using 1% risk in a trade. But I used only break and retest. I think so. The only difference was that I traded gold most of the time, because gold pays a lot and it moves very fast. You don't have to wait that much for gold to move. Yeah, most of my trades were on gold. when it used to be good to trade, but now it's not good to trade anymore. I mean, there's good setups sometimes on gold, but just the way it moves, it kind of changed. The way it moves changed a lot from before. We'll see. A bit too slow now for UJ, but I think we have to wait. One way more that different that we can enter UJ can be if this candle comes lower and closes bearish. This candle comes lower around here and closes bearish, then on a small retrace that's gonna make, we can enter sells with stop loss around here somewhere, but we need to see what happens before, because if it doesn't come again to make a retest here, then this is gonna go without us. So we have to see how we can get in a way. So one way to enter is gonna be if this candle here comes lower. It needs to come around here and close, something like this, then come a bit up, make a small wick here and continue down, build this range first, then we can see something like this to continue down. But before that, there's no trade here. Let me take a look at this chart. Yeah, this is also a weak breakout. I mean, if we would want to take this trade here, we would like to have a candle above all the wicks and candles on the left. We would want to have something like this closed above this here, then a retest and continuation. But you see, this is very messy here. You didn't have quite a good breakout above all these candles on the left here. We need a clear candle closed above the previous rejections here, then a retest and continuation. But at this case, it was too messy here, didn't quite have a good breakout. And what was your win rate? Flipping account to 12k must be high. Win rate was obviously high. You can't make that kind of growth without having a very high win rate. So it must have been around 90% maybe, because losses were only a few. What time frames do you use mostly? Well, if you follow me for a time, you know that I only use 1 hour and up. 1 hour, 4 hour, and daily. No lower than 1 hour. Is there anything wrong with using lower time frames like 15 minutes, 30 minutes? No, I don't think so. But uh, for me, I don't use it. Just more comfortable trading on higher time frames, and it's more simple when you focus on only one or two time frames. Sometimes you can have, misunderstandings between different time frames, so they make you confused when you want to take a trade. So that's why for me, I stopped using lower time frames. Now we'll see. It's gonna take a bit time here, but I don't know. Let's see what happens. We need UJ to push a bit higher so we can enter something here. Just gonna grab some coffee and be back right away. Okay. So Curtis said, for day traders, we should always aim for take profit one at 20 pips, close 80%, and let the rest run. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I usually do. I use a 1-to-1 risk reward and close 80% and leave 20% run until God knows when. I mean, there can be a 100 pip move after that. There can be even more. Maybe it stops you at break even. But for me, until now, it has worked perfectly. Yeah, also depends on uh, what do you have on the left. If there's no, for example, is there's no traffic on the left, you have the zone uh, all the way up to 50 pips or 100 pips, the next zone, then why not hold longer? Yeah, EJ setup, it's identical from the one today. Talked about it earlier and it's almost the same. This UJ is not doing anything. And a fun fact that Geo worked out perfectly. Just the way it came, it was very aggressive. And it came like in 5 minutes, made all that retrace. I wasn't very comfortable taking it. Wow, look at GCAD. What a perfect break and retest. If I saw this, this would be way better setup than GU. Looks perfect. And you have all the way down this next zone that can be filled. I don't understand why everybody take a lot of positions at the same entry points. I see people taking with 500 taking like 10 times the same position. What should we do that? Somebody's asking. Look, there are some different reasons for doing that. Somebody just wants to see a lot of blue uh, or a lot of red. You don't know, but for example, why I enter more than one position is just like I said before. When you enter, for example, in a 5 pips range, you start entering positions, and while it goes up, you enter. Let's say you enter 50% first, and then you start just adding like 10% every 1 or 2 pips. Depends on people how they do it. But it can just be used as, you know, making a better entry. Because basically when we enter, price is pushing. Let's say when we break support, price comes for retest, and we are entering while it's happening, you know, while it's pushing. So while you're entering, it can move like 1 to 5 pips during that time. So you get a better entry if you don't enter all in one position. Just like here, for example, if you would start entering on the wicks, then price would push up a bit, and you would start to enter some more and some more until you have the whole, you know, risk percentage. So you start entering 50% at the wicks. This is a 5 pips range, and you enter the 50%, the left one, while it comes higher. So you don't get all your positions at the early point here, because the best entry is to where candles are closed. You enter half here, and you enter half while it's going up. But you can use only one position. It's all different from different people. People do it different. I just like to see a lot of positions. There's some things that, yeah, sometimes maybe to satisfy ego. I don't know. You get more excited when you see a lot of positions at the same time, all in profit. But they also they always have to be based on the risk. You know, you can enter a 0.10, or you can enter 10 positions, 0.01 lot. So it's the same. Just you're splitting that risk in 10 positions. The same risk that you usually use. That can be 1% risk, but just split in a lot of positions with small lot. Let's see the chart. Yeah, this is pretty good setup. Even though here I would use a smaller risk than usual, because you got rejected from support, then came for retest. When that comes, I usually use a lower risk, because the chances of being a fake out are higher than usual. Yeah, just low. Basically, this is a perfect break and retest. Only thing that would worry me here is that we got rejected from this support here. And then most of fake outs that happen are just the reason is this one. When they hit another zone, then comes for retest. And this could be easily go up. But what I would do is just use low risk. Maybe not take it at all if this is like a daily zone or 4 hour, because it can be a very major zone. Guys, so if you want to see me how I take the trades, it would be good for you to watch the simulator sessions. On the simulator sessions, you can see perfectly how I enter trades, how I split positions. Do you avoid a major trend? I don't understand this question that much. I try to trade the trend. To go with a trend is a lot better and safer to trade. Haven't we? See, we made a mistake that we didn't enter UJ here. Big mistake. Let's see, 10 minutes more and I'm gonna look what to do here. GU looks like it rejected. Yeah, GU got rejected, very nice. Just the fact that I didn't take it means that I wasn't that comfortable, and I don't want to take trades when I'm not comfortable. I want to be very sure when I take a trade. If there are doubts on a trade, it's not a good sign. Yeah. 4 hour. See, now on the 1 hour, the retest looks very deep on UJ, but when you look at the 4 hour, 4 has a long way to come for a retest. Needs to come for a retest here because based on all these rejections, this is the zone where we should get the retest here. Needs to come higher here, then continue down. But yeah, it can continue without doing that, but that would be the perfect retest for me. And I can still see this coming up. Let's see if it's gonna happen or not. Even though it would be a huge retracement if it comes all the way back, because let's see how many pips we have here. Well, it's not a lot, 30 pips, but on UJ maybe it's a lot. See, 5 more minutes and we see how this 1 hour candle is gonna close. Yeah, we don't have any traffic on the left. Continue down. This candle comes lower and closes bearish, then we can try something like this with a stop loss above the previous candle, so we'll see. Just waiting for this candle to close first. Use coming back. Wow, EJ was perfect. EJ was perfect. Now take a look at gold and see what happened after that break. Okay, it looks like it's still there. Looks like it's respecting this level. This would have been 20 pips easy. Which means it would work if we would take this one. Too risky. I don't regret not taking this. Let's see. How many trades do you usually take in one day? Look, it depends on how many trades I take a day. Every day is different. There are some days I don't take a trade at all. There are some days that I take 2 or 3 trades in one day. Sometimes only one. So it just depends on how the market's moving. So I used to take up to 10 trades per day, but was a bit wrong taking that many trades per day. It all depends on how market's moving and how many opportunities does it give. Because when I take a trade, that means I'm not gonna go and look for another one to enter at the same time. I'm just gonna wait for that to play out, either a win or loss. Then after that, look for another one. But unless I'm in a trade, I'm not gonna look for another trade. So there are a lot of people that are enter a trade and also look to enter more trades. Have like 5 or 6 different pairs active at once. Hey, UJ closed very nice. Let's see, I'm gonna wait for UJ to push a bit up and then enter, because it went straight down without waiting. Looks like it's gonna go straight down and not come at all. When we draw our support or resistance, how many pips should we draw them? And should we start from the wicks or from the close of the body? When you draw zones, let's say this is all a zone, from the wicks to where candles are closed. This is all a zone. So price can reject from the wicks and also can come deeper to where candles are closed. For me, the best would be to where candles are closed for a retest. But as you can see, it can also reject from the wicks here. Why? Because it's all a zone here. On lower time frames, you will have wick candles at this level, but on the 4 hour you have only wicks. So it's all a zone, and that's why sometimes we use that way of entering on a 5 to 10 pips range, just because it can reject on the wicks and can come deeper and make the retest to where candles are closed. So I draw my zones from the wicks to where candles are closed, and I draw my line to where candles are closed, because that's the best entry for me that you can can enter. Look how gold's gonna push now, straight up. Looks like UJ's gone. Maybe we can try entering GU now after it got rejected, since we have one more confirmation. First one was the breakout and then the retest. We got rejected and closed below. Now this can continue down and fill the range to the downside here. So didn't have many moves today, but I'm gonna have to look later what we have, maybe on your session. Look for another trade, because right now I don't see any. And I don't see UJ coming all the way up again, because that would be not comfortable to take after the first rejection that we had. For now, I don't see a trade anymore. What do you think about CAD JPY? CAD JPY, let me take a look. CAD JPY, it looks like we have this support or resistance here. It looks like we had a fake out here on CAD JPY. Yeah. Even though it's not that clear. Because if I would want to take this, should have been a close above. So what we can do here is, after this candle here, after this candle closes like this, we need a retest and continuation to the upside. So we can count this as a fake out, because look at how these candles were closed all below this level. Now this candle here didn't close above, but this one now is pushing above. So if this candle closes like this, then a retest, we can see continuation easily. That's what I think on at JPY. GU pushed up again. Let's see. Maybe this time is going to push all the way up. UJ is filling the range. Also without us. Guys, see any break and retest? Let me know. Okay, AUD USD, $1 trillion US dollar. Looks like we might have a break. Not now, but after this candle. So we need a close above here and a retest. Will this be a regular stream? Not yet. Not yet. It's not going to be a regular stream, not yet, but maybe in the future. We'll think about that. Yeah, this looks like a good setup. Keep this in mind for the rest of the day. We need a close above, a good close, a retest, and continuation. Okay, forgot to watch USD CAD. It's a good pair also to trade. Wow, this is a big consolidation in USD CAD. Looks very nice for the upcoming session. Let's go on the floor and see what we have on the left. So the next zone should be around here, which is around 40-30 pips. No, that's actually 70 pips. So what we're gonna do is on the 1 hour, we're gonna have to wait for a break below this. And once we break below that, you can see a nice push to the downside, I think. This previous candle closed pretty good bearish, so should continue. Let me see the daily. Yeah, daily can break too. We'll have to see. We need a good break too here. See, USD pairs are dropping, and that means are weak, and GU is pushing. Because US dollar weak, and GBP looks like getting a bit stronger, even though GJ is not doing anything. This is the trade I missed last night. I think it happened during Asian. I don't know for sure, but this was the perfect break and retest here. Now see how it got rejected from this support. So on GJ also we can look for the same thing, maybe a break, a retest, and continuation. And we have these rejections on the left. This looks like what the fake out. And see we got these candles closed back in the range, made the retest, and all the way up. So here GJ has zones like every 20 pips, so we break this level here, 131.800, 131.600 can be the next zone, which is 20 pips, and I think if it closes below, it can easily reach this next zone here. And as you can see, we can determine this support based on rejections that happened before. Basically, DJ has zones every 20 pips. We can easily then look for another trade if it comes something like this, and also another one here, and also this one here. A lot of zones on GJ. You made the second retest. Thinking about GU and if I can take it, but still I'm not very comfortable taking it. Maybe using only 10 pips stop loss would be good. So the thing is here that is a second retest, and I don't take the second retest. Because the more a zone gets tested, the higher our chances of breaking. Look at you, Jay. Went perfectly. Even my plan was after this closing bearish to take it. I still didn't. That's a shame. No, doesn't mean that you have to take 3 positions on. This is a one trade here if you take it. Okay. Let's say we had a break here. use a 20 pip stop loss. Now if it breaks down, we take the retest and we go all the way down to the next zone. That's when we close most of our positions and leave one run, let's say. Then this is the next zone when we can have a break and retest and run it to the next zone here. And then we have another break and retest that can happen here, but they all have to be a trade on their own. From a zone to another zone, GJ is very nice to trade. On UJ, I think the move is already done. This was very nice. Missed it, but like I said, now we have this next zone coming up, right? Since we broke this big consolidation, that means we're gonna go down. And it makes sense for price to continue all the way down and fill this range to the downside. Now it's gonna be a bit messy because we have this daily support, and in order to take this trade we need a close below to where these candles are closed. We need a candle close below this daily support. And then we can see if range this range fell to the downside. Whatever we do now, it's not gonna be better than this trade here. This was the perfect one. Even though here was my plan to enter, but it didn't make a small wick to the upside so I can enter. So I missed that too. USD CAD, another possibility. When UJ will retest the consolidation, are you gonna take a sell? Maybe I'll take it, but it's gonna be a smaller risk than usual, just because it already made the move to the downside. So we're gonna have to see if it comes, because we don't know. And if UJ, for example, goes all the way down now, like it is here, and touch this support and then comes all the way back up, I wouldn't trust it then. But let's say daily is gonna stay like this. Now it's Friday today, so on Monday we can have another daily retest here. On Monday we can have a daily retest, and that's when I would take it without hesitation. If daily stays like this, let's say, because this was a big consolidation, it makes sense for retest on the daily too before going down. Let's see. Then if we break the zone here, we can have a nice push to the downside here also. Depends what happens, because next week comes and there can be a lot of different things coming up. Can be decisions during the weekend, so we're gonna have to see. The GU is still having problems at this zone. See how it still couldn't push above this, so it means that this resistance is holding. But now is the reason why I don't want to take this, because this retest was both on 1 hour and 4 hour. The break happened both on 1 hour and 4 hour, and the retest also. So now this means this the second retest. Usually I don't take the second retest. Let's see. Let's take a look at Euro AUD. Used to be a very good pair to trade. For the 4 hour, maybe makes more sense. Yeah, see, looks like we have a pretty strong resistance on EA. And if we break this, I think a huge move can happen here. Doesn't have really much going on the left. Once you break this, can easily go up. On the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we have, on the 1 hour it's not that clear. Lots of candles, fake outs, or see, we have the zone here that's currently retesting. Take a look at daily. Yeah, let's would like to take a buy here, but I don't know. Daily is at resistance. We got rejected before, and I don't know. Let me see what I'm gonna do here. Okay, I took a buy on EA. I took a buy on EA based on this break and retest here. But I'm gonna take this low risk because it got rejected from resistance. 4 hour closed pretty strong. 4 hour closed pretty strong, so I think it should continue up a bit, and this 4 hour candle should go bullish. So with a stop loss to where this 4 hour turned bullish and opened, so that should be a good stop loss for me. I'm gonna enter half here on EuroCAD, on EA, sorry. And if it comes lower, I'm gonna enter some more, because this is where the perfect retest is, lower. I'm gonna enter half here and half when it comes lower. And how many pips I'm gonna use? Yeah, 20 pips. 0.50, 8.50. That means I'm gonna use 20 pip stop loss. I'm gonna wait for this. I'm gonna expect this to continue up here after this breakout. And I'm gonna use a lower risk than usual, guys. Take that, keep that in mind. Lower risk because we got rejected from resistance. Even though we have good signs that this should continue up based on the 4-hour close. So my stop loss is just below the breakout candle, which means once it goes below the previous candle, which is the breakout candle, it becomes invalid. I'm expecting this to continue, and I entered only half here, and I will enter another half when it comes lower, if it does. So we will see. Can you check NSD JPY? I took an aggressive break and retest. I'm up 7 pips and I'm confident on the setup, but like your confirmation. It would be good for you to send me a chart. And so I can see your, even though I can see why did you enter. I guess this was the reason. Look, this is a weak confirmation here, weak breakout. I mean, look at how many pips we have here. This is only 2 pips breakout. For me, that's risky. That's a risky trade. Let's see how EA is gonna go. I'm expecting this to go bullish. And fill that range to the upside. Yeah, the setup would be good if we would have there a better breakout. That breakout on NJ is a bit weak. Wouldn't trust it that much. Let's see how E8 is gonna go. And just to make sure, Euro AUD now is a second retest. I don't see where is the second retest. Is the first retest. This was all before, because we had a break to the downside, a retest, then went down. Now it came back up again and closed above, making a retest. Should continue up. The thing that worries me a bit is that this candle went straight up, didn't come for a retest first, and then got rejected from a resistance. And that's why I'm using a low risk, because it went first to the next zone without making the retest. But I'm still expecting this to continue up based on the 4-hour close. Pretty good, bullish. And I can see this going bullish now. Let's see. You got stopped out on Euro NSD. You need to send me a chart so I can review that. Curtis, I just said that that's what my worry is, because we got rejected from resistance. And that's why I'm using low risk. We'll see what happens in a few minutes. If this goes bullish, then should continue up a lot more. And I think I will then secure or put my position at break even. GBP CAD retesting breakout. GBP CAD already did a break and retest. I don't see this is a second retest on GBP CAD. I'm not gonna take it. This was the first break and the retest and continuation. Now this is second retest, and for me it's not safe to take it. For now I'm on EA. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, it's pushing. Let's see what happens. Need around 20 pips at least. Hey, can you show quickly your zones on GJ? My zones on GJ are these. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to go now. EA is in profit for now, but it still needs to push up. Okay, I'm gonna review this last chart here, and I'm gonna have to go. Okay, so you took a It took the retest of this zone here, right? Yeah, the thing is, I'm not trading Euro NSD for now because it's making a lot of fakeouts and I don't really trust it that much. And the reason why maybe this happened is you have to look on higher time frames and see if you got rejected from another zone or something like that. You have to switch on higher time frames. Yeah. Hey, GA is turning bullish already. EA, sorry. I have how many pips right now? 2. I have around 10 pips right now. But I'm still gonna hold this. It needs to push higher. Hey guys, you can manage this if you're in this trade. I'm gonna have to go now, and thank you everyone for being here, for participating, and see you the next time, which I don't know when it's gonna be. But thanks everyone, and have a nice day.